Welcome to possibly the craziest art thief story you've ever heard. I, at the time, was 16, 2020, the wonderful year, when I exposed an art thief. Very small one, as in like literally no one knew about this person, but I did. I'm going to call this person Ryan because we met on the beautiful, beautiful app of Wattpad. This beloved tale that occurred so long ago and I filmed so long ago and now I'm re-recording it. My mic back then sucked. Anyways, enjoyed this lovely speed paint of me drawing Chica as human. I was going to fix up the clothes, but then I never did, and now the clothes kind of look bad, but like we're going to ignore it. So what you got to understand in this lovely time of 2020 was that there was quarantine and we were in isolation, and not that I didn't have any friends, but I just wanted to talk to people on the internet because I was writing a lot of fan fiction and I was like popping off because I got some fan fictions that kind of has some views, and I was like, you know what, let's talk to some of my fans. So I put this fantastic looking posts basically asking if there was anyone who was like-minded or if they wanted to, chat or anything, to basically comment below on my community page. And I got this lovely person, but essentially they were like, oh my god, I want to be your internet friend, let's, chat. So we took this to the DMs. Yes, Wattpad DMs, the amazingly formatted, and I don't know, that thing's confusing. But anyways, now this tale has twists and turns and occurs on two platforms, Instagram and Wattpad. So first, basically, we begin with this fan, YN. This basically starts with me messaging them on Wattpad, basically responding to their comment on my community post, and I just go, hey, I've looked at your profile, there aren't any works on there. I'm just commenting, like, maybe are you a fellow writer, etc. And asking if Wattpad was their main social, because I was like, if they follow me and are fan of me, then obviously they must like some of the fandoms that I do, right? So I asked if they read my works, or if they have any like privated works that we could talk about. Now the weird thing with Wattpad DMs is that the colors of the text messages don't change, and so it's literally based on the orientation of the text. Like one might be like more on the left and one might be more on the right. But if the words are big enough and it's a big paragraph of text, then you literally can't tell, but I can tell because of the writing style, and maybe you can tell as well. Basically, they replied to me, essentially saying that they have other socials, which Instagram, but they're not a very good writer, and they've read my work, so whoops. I essentially did do a bit small talk, and I asked if they have Instagram because that's where I'm more active, and that's my main account to this day, catastrophic, if anyone wants to follow. And I figured, it's a better messaging system than Wattpad DMs. They find me on my Instagram, and they basically compliment me on my art, which is always great. They said that they're in love. And then they start doing this thing. And their phone, I want to know what phone Ryan has. I wish I asked, because this person does not have a good phone, because they blame everything on their phone, as you will see. They were going to like all my drawings, but their phone didn't have enough storage for some reason. I don't know how that works or why. I guess if it's so old that it glitches if you even use it. But then like Instagram, I've used old phones that can't use Instagram. Like you can't do anything on that if you can't like a photo. Anyways, they asked what app I used to draw, and basically asked what apps I used to draw, and then basically this whole thing about degrading themselves and they're not that good, YN style, and say that they've only posted one of their drawings because they think people will hate them. And I'm like, oh, you draw, basically. I say that I use Medibank, still do to this day because it's free, and I basically go post them anyways, I just, give some advice, and there's always going to be hates, but usually the good outweighs the bad, and there's always good outcomes, like what you're doing, and improve. Good advice, I suppose. I end up asking them to send me like a photo of one of the drawings they made, because apparently they posted one and it's, they're not that good at drawing. So they sent me a photo. I actually don't have a copy of it because when I went back to my DMs, like a year later when I was going to make this video, many years ago, the image like glitched or like died on Instagram, and it was just like an error page. Like the photo file was still there, but when I clicked on it to view it, it like just wasn't there. But I still remember it very clearly. It was like of a fire elemental girl and a water elemental girl, and one was on the right, one was on the left, and they were kind of like not fighting each other, but like facing each other, and one side was very blue and one side was very red, fire and water, and it was that. It was very like highly rendered, highly like complex kind of art, if you know what I mean. And so when I saw it, I was like immediately skeptical, because this person, by the way, Ryan, was going off about how not good at art they were, that people will hate their art, but like they pop out this fantastically rendered, kind of piece of artwork. And I'm like, no, I don't think like some 26-year-old professional, highly skilled artist like this is messaging random people on Wattpad. Like if they were, they'll probably check the age, first of all. I was 16 at the time. At least I hope so. But I was kind of very skeptical immediately, especially because of how much they were like, oh my god, people are going to hate my art, and they showed me that. So I'm like, okay, question mark. So essentially I just progress. I just go, I pretend, right? I'm like, this is really sus, but I'm going to pretend. So I just go, oh, that's nice. And they go, thank you. And I'm like, oh, when did you draw it? Because I'm like trying to suss out the details. And they go, a few years ago. So how old they later claimed they were 15. A few years ago, when they were 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, you're telling me you drew that? I mean, I'm sure there are people that can do that, but like, I really doubt I found the person on Wattpad. So I go, what program do you use, right? Because I'm trying to like work out what program that they would use. And since they're probably a child, I was like, they probably use an iOS app. And you know what iOS app I used to use when I was younger? It was Paint. And you know what Ibis Paint has? Screen recording for things that they automatically do. And then Wine goes, I use Ibis Paint, but it takes me a really long time to do a drawing like that one I just posted. So obviously they've drawn one that's really complex, right? And they use Ibis Paint, so I got them in the act. So I go, oh, I used to use Ibis Paint, establishing my knowledge of the app. And then I just sneakily add, I bet the speed paint looks cool, which it would. Like, if anyone out there has done those really highly rendered paintings, I love watching speed paints of those because like they're cool to watch, sped up. Wine just goes, it did have speed paint, but then my friend, this stupid friends, the amount of times they've mentioned their friends, these friends are either the best people or the worst people in the world. I don't even know. Anyways, they blame it a lot on their friends and their phone. I think they should get a new phone and new friends. Anyways, apparently their friend deleted the picture, so it got rid of it. But luckily, they saved the picture. Luckily. So I go, rip. And then I basically asked, do you have any other art that you've done? Is speed paint still intact? Like, surely you've done other artwork if you are so skilled. You probably, like, to get that skill, you need to draw a lot. So I was like, surely, if you've done it all in Ibis Paint, surely the speed paint's of it. So I just, casually add in, the videos since Ibis Paint always look so cool. I would love to see them. And then they go, I'll check, but I don't think so. What do you mean you don't think so? What? And then they basically go, all of my artworks are gone. I have them all saved, but my phone keeps removing apps and deleting photos. Your phone? Are you kidding me? I mean, I'm sure that happens, but that's mighty convenient. Why would you draw? Are they implying that they draw these fantastically rendered artworks on their phone, on Ibis Paint, on their phone that keeps removing apps and deleting? Like, why would you? Okay. Anyways, I essentially just give up and I ask, oh, can I see another one of your art? Because I know if you steal art, you gotta find the same artist's other artworks to then, make matching coherent styles that you're pretending to have. So they go, I'll try to send one. Then they ghost me for a bit. Meanwhile, during this conversation, I've got another conversation going on with them on Instagram. So I'll go through those in a second. But essentially, I get this message after a few hours, okay? They go, my mom found out that I have an online friend and she doesn't want me to be friends with you anymore. She thinks you're a stalker or a 50-year-old man, so bye. And they keep mentioning that they shouldn't be talking to me and that they've got to go, but then they keep talking to me. So I don't know what's going on. But the moment they sent this, I was like, wait a second, these people like 11 years old. Like, how old is this? It's a YN person. Like, I was thinking like 15. They say that they are 15 later, but like, I'm pretty sure 15-year-olds know how to hide a phone. Like, what 15-year-old is, what 11-year-old is telling them, like, parents, like, I'm talking to an online, no, everyone knows the bad connotations of that. They usually hide it or something, or, everyone knows danger, safety now, but like, you know to beware, but you don't tell your parents because they freak out, so like, who's saying, hey mum, I've got an online friend on Wattpad.com where I read fan fiction of my characters that I like. No one's. Anyways, red flags. I knew that was a lie the moment I read it. I was like, sure thing, bestie. Who tells that? Anyways, then I sent a massive message, okay, because at this point everything on Instagram is blown up. Okay, I'll show the Instagram messages in a second. Essentially, I was left undelivered on Instagram. So I go, first of all, did you see my message on Instagram? Obviously you didn't because it doesn't say read. Then, also mind you, this was perfectly timed and synced. This message was sent to me essentially minutes after I sent the accusation message on Instagram that we'll go over soon. So I was like, even more suspicious and convenient. Then I basically called out the fact that if their mum was still in control of their social media, then they must be way too young to even have that art skill in the first place. So I was essentially calling them out on that because I was like, yeah, okay, what? You're 11-year-olds don't draw like that. I'm just saying. Like, if there is one, I think a lot of people would know about them, and it ain't you, Mr. Barely any followers on Wattpad. Like, what do you... Anyways. Then, this Ultra Raw 26, I'll talk about this person in a moment. But they are basically, long story short right now, the actual artist of one of the paintings that they claim to have drawn. And so I texted the actual artist and asked them if they know who this person is. I'll explain what that means in a moment. And they basically were like, nah, I don't know this person. So I was like, this person doesn't know who you are, bestie. And then, and fifth, I reverse searched the art you posted last night, and you definitely didn't draw that. Neither the Iron Man one, which I'll get to in a moment. So I basically called them out. Then they basically proceed to follow with an apology. A lovely apology, you know, worthy of 2013 YouTube apologies where they're crying in a hoodie. But first, let me take you to Instagram. Essentially, I'm on Instagram where I look at YN's beautiful, beautiful profile, where there is like 2 images. I cannot remember for the life of me what they were, but I'm pretty sure one was like a real life image, like a normal Instagram image, and the other one was that drawing, that elemental girl drawing with the 2 girls that Dad sent me before, right? So I was like, okay, it's kind of sus. And remember, they don't post that much because they don't like the attention that being a super epic and skilled artist brings. Okay, that's their legit excuse. Okay, so I asked them to send me another, art. Remember how I asked on Wattpad, right? And that's basically the whole thing. I asked them on Wattpad. If you remember, just before I asked them if they could send me any more art, and they said that they'll send one. And then I got that, that my mum found out message, right? So basically, after the I'll try to send one, we move on to Instagram, okay? Because we've previously already exchanged our accounts, and we were already talking on Instagram. And then when they go, I'll try to send one, Wattpad doesn't have image sending, so we have to go to Instagram for that. So they send me an image, this beautiful image that Instagram still saved after all these years. This beautiful Iron Man image, okay? Now, mind you, the original one of this doesn't have smoke, and I'm pretty sure the art reactor is a little different, because I point this out later, but it's a little different in this. Basically, literally just the smoke and the art reactor looks different. That's it. Okay, I could do this in Photoshop, man. I could do these changes in Photoshop. But they basically send and they go, sorry, it's a bit blurry. Yeah, why is it a bit blurry? If you draw it, you should have the high-res file. Anyways, I basically go, oh, I've seen that before. I haven't. Okay, I basically copied it into reverse search engine and then found the original and pretended I'd seen it before, like I caught them in the act. So I was like, oh, I've seen that before. Are you Ultra Raw 26? This is the actual artist of that painting, right? Remember this person, Ultra Raw 26? And then they go, I kid you not, that's my friend. Since I don't like posting my art sometimes, my friends post. Imagine that. You spend hours drawing a really highly rendered, skilled drawing. And you're like, you know what? I'm not going to share this to the world. I'm not going to show anyone. I'm just going to show my friends. And I'm going to get my friends to post. And not only that, take credit. That's right. I essentially go, I see. How come they added smoke and changed the art reactor though? Right? Because like if you give it to them to post, surely, why would they change it? Why would your friends change it? They end up replying, I don't like being tagged in things. So I always ask them to change something so it's not plagiarism. I don't get this one message, okay? I don't like being tagged and then don't get tagged. Just don't get tagged. Like, it's not that hard. If you're not tagged, you're not associated with it. If you're giving it to your friends for them to post, then it has no association with you. What? Then I always ask them to change something so it's not plagiarism. I don't think it matters, because let's just say it is their drawing. Okay, let's just say it's their drawing, and then they give it to their friends to post. You're giving them permission for them to post, and what are they saying, that it's their artwork? Like, hi, I posted this. This is my artwork. When in actuality, it's your artwork. I don't think it makes any difference if they change it a bit, because it's still plagiarism. Like, if you think that them posting your artwork is plagiarism, even if you gave them permission, then them posting your artwork with a little changes is still plagiarism. It doesn't make a difference. It's still the same painting. The fact that you posted, this person posted, or are claiming that someone else's real artwork is theirs, art thieving, it's a set. Like, you're not clearing yourself of plagiarism just because you added some smoke and changed the art reactor. Then I essentially asked, do they post other of their works? Because I was very surprised about this claim their friends post for them. Like, I've never seen an art thief pull this one out of their hat. Like, sincerely. Like, I've never heard of the scheme before. So I asked more about it, right? Naturally interested. So they just reply, some, but not a lot. Not all of my fantastically takes multiple hours to do rendered pieces. Just some of them. And so I go, what others did they post? They've posted a lot of art referring to Ultra Raw 26, because Ultra Raw 26, an actual artist, has posted multiple artworks on their page. And so if Ultra Raw 26 is YN's friend, then some of them would have to have been YN's, and some of them would have had to have been their friend, i.e. quote unquote Ultra Raw 26. They reply with mainly just adventure ones, but I always think that the little changes they make make the whole art piece their own. I just don't like taking credit for things, so I just tell them to say it's their own. You see what I mean? Imagine spending hours on a painting, and you give it to your friend and just say, yeah, take credit. It's all yours. All the artwork, all the art skill and time and effort it took me to paint this, it doesn't matter. I don't care about it. It's yours now. Like, imagine that. And they think, okay, I think they're projecting it because they go, I think that the little changes that they make the whole art piece their own. No, it doesn't. Just the fact that you added smoke and a little bit of change on the arc reactor does not make Ultra Raw 26's artwork yours. YN. I don't even know what brain cell they're operating with. So I just pretend I'm like, oh, so you've got a good friendship here. So the other works are purely theirs then? Right? And they obviously, whoa. They're like, yep, you're getting the idea. But then they read my message and I was like, how is their art style so similar to yours though? And they go, I wonder how they're going to get away with this one. Their excuses. My friends were the one that got me into art, so I kind of use their style because I think it's super pretty and cool. Bestie, it's realism. It's highly rendered realism. What style are you claiming that your friends? I'm assuming your friends are the same age as you. Let's say they're 15. A few years ago, you painted this a few years ago. Let's say 15. A few years ago is more than 3. It's 3 or more, okay? Because 2 years ago, you'd say 2 years ago. 3 or more years ago, you're at least 12 years old when you did this then. A few years ago from 15, you and your friends have the same amount of skill. You're telling me this one friend group randomly in the world as super, super skilled artists. That doesn't make sense, man. Doesn't make sense. I just basically then ask, as anyone would, how long have you been drawing then? Because there's a high level of skill. Then, I kid you not, they go, quite a long time, but I still make a lot of mistakes that my friends help me with now and then. Your friends. Are you saying that your friends are more skilled? Are your friends like older than you? Like why? What are these friends? What? I don't even know, man. I essentially just go, oh, that's nice of them. These friends that I'm pretty sure don't exist in this context. And they go, yeah, they're the best. With the wrong there. Then I just keep going the conversation. Right? I'm trying to wheedle out some more lies. And I go, do you usually draw Marvel stuff? Then they go, yeah, I switch it up from time to time. Maybe Harry Potter or Percy Jackson. Percy written wrong. And I go, oh, I like drawing Harry Potter too, as you can tell from my page. Have you drawn any recently? Any artworks recently? Because if these are from a few years ago, then surely nowadays that their artwork is like Picasso level, like straight up top tier level. And no, I've been very busy with my school and homework, so I don't have a lot of spare time. I go, yeah, same. Have you any old works? I just want to see any more. Like if they're not drawing now, then surely they've got lots of old works. Again, because they've got a lot of skill, they've got to have a lot of practice work, right? But no, most of my art is saved on my computer, not my phone, so it's not available to get to right now. I thought you used Ibis Paint. Are you telling me that you saved images from Ibis Paint to your phone because your phone is so bad, and then your phone deleted? The other thing, they said that their phone deleted photos and videos. What about the original source on Ibis Paint? It's not making sense, bestie. And you transfer it to your computer to what? To save, but then it's not you delete it off your phone. Why wouldn't you save the videos? If your video speed paints look, if I was that high skilled and I had speed paints of those artworks, I would keep those speed paints. Like I would save them as well as the original. What is this? I send this amazing text message, the ultimate text message, on October 12th. They don't message me on Instagram. No, they message me on Wattpad, and they go, my mum found out I have an online for. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? They definitely saw my message in their notifications and then panicked and then messaged me on Wattpad. This is the message they left me undelivered, and then they blocked me. Of course, they blocked me. Although the plot thickens because I gave them both my accounts, my public account, Catastrophic, and my personal account. I messaged them, and all these DMs are from my public account, Catastrophic, right? But then I went to my original account, my personal account. I'm pretty sure I just searched up the person's account's name on my personal Instagram, and turns out they unblocked me on my personal account, so I could still see their profile. As you can see, 0 posts, which means they deleted those 2 posts. Also, mind you, they posted the Iron Man one when they sent it to me because I was like, oh my god, that's such a cool photo. You should post it. And then they posted it, so they actually had 3 posts, and now they have 0, which means they deleted it. Now, back to Wattpad, when I sent this amazing thick-ass message exposing them. And they replied, actually, Even though their mum wasn't allowing them to reply, they replied. They didn't want to reply to my Instagram message, but they replied to this one. I'm really sorry. I just wanted to be light, and I did actually draw that elemental girl. But when you asked for more drawings, I panicked and just picked one. Again, I'm really sorry. I won't lie anymore. I'm actually 15, so I'm not that young. My parents are just super protective. So apparently they've drawn the elemental girl. Again, a highly rendered, sophisticated, complex drawing. And they just said bye. Just bye. But no, it wasn't bye. They just kept texting me multiple times and kept saying bye and kept texting me. I reply, I'm 16 and the elemental girl wasn't drawn by you. I reverse search that too. Exposed. And they go, what? No. My friend watched me draw. My friend, this stupid friend again. My friend watched me draw it. All multiple hours of intense grinding, drawing this artwork. And then I go, when I reverse searched it, it came up with a wallpaper company. Probably not the original artist. Probably the wallpaper company stole it. But the wallpaper company was like the only one I could find. Like every image linked to it. Like when I reverse searched it, it all came up like on Google Images, but then like all of them linked to this one place. And some Tumblr ones, like Tumblr reposts. So I was like, okay, but this is definitely not Wyan's art. And they go, are you serious? Like someone stole my artwork? And then I go, if you did draw it, then tell me what the original watermark says. Because the original one, the one on the wallpaper company and every Tumblr repost had this watermark. And they go, I don't tag my art. And I go, the original image of that drawing has a watermark in it. What did it say? I'm pushing, man, for this watermark. It was a very easy, clear watermark. They go, I don't know, because I don't tag my art. Then why does this image have a tag on it then? Bestie. I call out the fact that it's called watermarking, not tagging. Like it's graffiti. I don't know. And they just go, where I was brought up, it's called tagging. And as I said, my parents don't want me talking to people I don't know. My Wattpad statistics say that a lot of my readers are from America. I'm just going to say Americans, do you call it tagging? I'm pretty sure it's watermarking, but okay. And again, look, as I said, my parents don't want me talking to you. I send a message and then they're like, I'm sorry, but this is false and I have to go or I'm going to get my phone taken away. And they keep on going, I'm not a liar now. I have to go. Goodbye. Then I'm basically pushing. I'm like, there was a watermark on the original artwork which you cropped off. I know because I saw the original piece. And then they're basically just like, mine is the original. My friend has sketches in his art book. The stupid friend, I swear to God. And they go, now I have to go. Goodbye. If it's not goodbye. And then I go, the piece I saw was literally the same image, fully rendered. How could it have been in their sketchbook? I always do a sketch in a book before I do it digitally. I really have to go. I'm getting in trouble. This is what I mean. They keep changing their mind. I go, that doesn't matter. The piece with the watermark was digital. You literally just cropped off or covered them exactly. Like, I bring this up later, but like just because you have a sketch of it does not mean that you drew it all the way to the end. Like you didn't digitally draw it. Like they just go, oh, you're not understanding. I don't have time to explain. Now, goodbye. Bestie really just saying goodbye 1,000 times. Then I say my thing. I say having a sketch beforehand literally has no relevance for there being a watermark on the original artwork you claim doesn't exist. Simply, you stole the artwork. Then they go, for the last time, I'm not lying, and goodbye. So, Bestie doesn't finally said goodbye, finally actually left, finally shut up. So these are the text messages that I shared with Ultra Raw 26. They're very short, but I basically just ask, hi, I'm sorry, but are you friends with... They claim you're their friend who posts their artwork because they're too self-conscious to post it themselves, but it sounds a bit suspicious. I show them what artwork they claim is theirs, and I go, and here's the one I found that has your watermark, and it has a different image of the actual one. And then they go, don't know anyone by that name. Now, what can we learn from this tale? Let's just say, don't steal artwork. And if you're going to do it, at least get away with it. Anyways, enjoy Wyan and their delicious art, or you can enjoy my delicious art, which you can still see my artwork from 2020. Just don't scroll that far down on Instagram. But if you wanna, you can see the artwork that Wyan was complimenting, because it's so bad. My art was so bad.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Just here to remind you to subscribe like the rest of your favorite YouTubers. I think it would be real neat if I sped run 69 million followers. Just saying.